Welcome to Sports Talk with Hanak, where we cover the drama of sports. Let's get into it.
Is it over for the Brooklyn Nets this season?
Definitely. The Brooklyn Nets are a bunch of worthless slugs. What are we doing? All right, let's go down the list, right? Disclaimer. I love every human being involved with the Brooklyn Nets. But this season has been nothing short of a catastrophe. Number one, Kyrie Irving. Kyrie! What are we doing, sir? So we go from, I'm not taking, the shot. That's fine. Do what you do with your body. They brought him back in, and we had an off season of unbelievable drama with KD, just to start off the season with anti-Semitic comments. Why? They can't, like KD always talks about, sticking to basketball. Like, these guys can't stick to basketball. So then you have Ben Simmons, right? And I got a soft spot in my heart for Ben. Like, mental health is a serious thing, and he didn't quite look right. You fire Steve Nash. What else? I mean, Jock Vaughn is in now. KD, that's right. Didn't KD come out a couple weeks ago and list off their starters and just trash everyone? Like, man, this team is devoid of player leadership. Every great championship team has players or a player that leads the way. Kobe, Jordan, Oscar Robertson, Bill Russell, San Antonio. Who y'all have? Oh, Tim. If nothing else, you had Greg. You had Tim, Manu. I mean, Toronto had Kawhi when they went on their runs. Golden State has Steph. So like, I look at Kyrie. I look at Ben. I look at KD, bro, and I don't see leadership. I don't see men that are desperate and hungry enough to make it through round 2 of the playoffs.
You don't think any of those guys can be that guy?
Bro, what has KD done on any level when it comes to leadership? What has he done? He refuses to call out Kyrie Irving, right? So if I get out of pocket, you're going to look at me and go, hey, man, you're out of pocket because you value what we're doing here as a company. Anyone on a team, anyone in a marriage, anyone in a relationship has the ability to look at someone and go, hey, man, you're off here. And I'm hoping that he's doing so privately. I don't know. We're not hearing about any of it. What we hear from KD is him getting in front of a microphone and saying, it's not my job to call out anyone. It's your job to win a championship, sir. And do what it takes. You know what's funny? The Last Dance came out. You got Jordan punching fools in the face, Steve. You got Jordan, Now, I'm not going to condone and bless the Jordan way. Abuse is probably not the answer, but it's better than nothing, right? I mean, KD, bro, I just want to hoop, but you don't want to lead. And then you got Kyrie, bro. I don't even know what to do with him, right? I want to believe the best in him. I want to believe that Kyrie is coming from a good place and makes the statements. Like, it's like, what I look at with him, bro? He wants to be Muhammad Ali before succeeding as Cassius, right? Like you want to, bro, you gotta win. Bro, you gotta give us a W. I'm not saying that you have to be a great basketball player before you can engage in social activism. There are millions of human beings that have done incredible things on this earth that have never dribbled a basketball. But my lord, bro, like the platform that you stand on is your basketball greatness. And your city, your team will get behind you. Your people will get behind you. Your message will be heard more clearly on top of you playing and winning. Like, I'm not saying slow down the activism. If anything, ramp it up. But, bro, you got to get on the court. Your credibility is connected to the way that you have that basketball on a string and put it in the hoop. And that's the life he's chosen. All this extra stuff, bro, is unhelpful. Let alone immoral. Like, the idea that you're tweeting out a movie that you may or may not have ever seen that contains anti-Semitic tropes, comments, and illustrations, you are way too intelligent. You have way too much of a moral standing in your heart to be doing dumb stuff like that and then to double down on all of it, bro. So I just, bro, with Kyrie, man, like, I don't know what to do with him. I get it. KD probably doesn't know what to do with him. But this ain't right. Like, what we've seen from him for years now, bro, this is not right. No, I don't see leadership coming. Ben. Bro, Ben Simmons, man, like, like, I got diagnosed with clinical depression, anxiety back in 2017. So, like, there's definitely going to always be a soft spot in my heart towards those things. Tremendous amount of compassion. I've lost people in the fight for mental health. So I'm not looking to like, if someone has a broken leg, I'm not looking for you to help us win a triathlon. You need to recover. So whatever Ben has to do to get health, mental health, like, engage in that. I'm not looking to you for leadership right now. You're getting your basketball legs back under you. You're getting used to playing in front of the arena. The criticism, the onslaught that's coming your way. So no, bro. Like, I'm hoping their coach, Jock Vaughn, and it seems like, there's a lot of leadership there. It seems like there's some strength. Their defensive rating has gone up tremendously. And that's effort, that's will, that's motivation, that's coaching. Nah, bro. I don't think there's any hope for the Nets. Do you see anything? What good do you see in the Nets right now?
They have the talent.
My God,
They have the talent.
Bro, have you ever seen a more talented team that is crippled? I mean, they are psychologically crippled, bro. And, like, they're the most talented, psychologically crippled team that I've ever witnessed. I haven't been watching basketball for decades, but I've never even heard of a team this spiritually, I don't know what to call it, like the immaterial part of the team, like that will to win that Jordan and Kobe and the greats and LeBron even at times have displayed. Bro, I don't see that. I don't see that. I don't see the hunger. I don't see the intensity. I don't see the fight. Your mouth and your words are an overflow of what's in you. And what I hear from these guys at the podium and in front of the media is just a bunch of bull jive that has nothing to do with winning. And, like, no, man, I don't see leadership. And I see men that I'm sure they're good brothers. I'm sure they're great human beings. I'm sure they'll do great. But they need leadership. They need direction. They need help. Grown men at this. And you would think, right? Kyrie's won a championship. KD's won 2. They've been a part of championship culture and ecosystems. And for them to be engaged in some of this nonsense that we've seen over the last couple, it's unbefitting of top 75 players. I don't see any leadership, bro. I don't see any hope for the Nets.
Did Steve Nash get the short end of that stick, or do you think he was part of the problem?
I think Steve Nash was a massive part of the problem. I don't think he was the primary problem. So in other words, I'm gonna blame him last. He was a problem. Like Steve Nash had no business coaching those Nets under any circumstance. Zero. Did the Clippers hire Ty Lue before they hired Steve Nash? I'm pretty sure Steve Nash and Ty Lue got hired that same offseason. I'm pretty sure. Like, y'all should have had Ty Lue in there. Look at Ty Lue! Look at Ty Lue, bro. A resume, a background, a track record, a championship. Did he win 2 with LeBron? I think he won 2. 1 or 2 for the Cavs. I can't remember. 1. Okay, yeah. 1. Okay, that magical season. So, like, dude, like, you're hiring Steve Nash before Ty Lue? How about Mark Jackson? Right? Like, the man developed the foundation that was the Golden State Warriors. So, no, bro, like, Steve Nash was definitely a part of the problem, but I'm looking at Sean Marks. I'm looking at KD. I'm looking at Kyrie, because we all know who's making decisions over there. I'm looking at Joe Tsai. Really? Steve? Joe Tsai, a billionaire, could barely handle Kyrie. Barely. And the only reason why is because he's got financial leverage on him. KD can't handle him. So why do we think that a rookie coach can who's never coached at any level as a head coach, get his hands around those personalities? He was set up to fail, bro. He had no shot. And what Brooklyn did to him, what the world did to him, bro, he takes responsibility for not being willing to say tough things to superstars, probably because he was once a superstar. And I imagine it would be tough for him to say tough things to them. But, bro, you signed up for this. And you got to say and do what people don't like. You got to do the right thing. And reining these personalities in is a part of the job of a championship coach. You think Peter, well, no, man, Phil Jackson, right? Phil Jackson had to deal with Dennis freaking Rodman. Dennis Rodman puts everyone to shame. The dude showed up to a press conference in a wedding dress. Right? Like, no shame on that game. You do what you got to do, my guy. He was different in the 90s. Jordan, Scottie Pippen, like Horace, bro, like this is what it means. You know, Shaq, Kobe, like this is what it means to lead a championship caliber team, managing all those crazy personalities, egos. So no, dude, Steve Nash was a failure, but he was set up to fail.
Do you know about the whole Jeff Saturday situation in the NFL?
So my understanding of that is that, yeah, I mean, so Jeff Saturday is what, the head coach of the Colts now?
Yeah.
And has he ever coached at any head coaching level?
High school. He left high school.
Yeah, bro. like, dude, okay, so let's talk about this. Like, how in the world does that happen? Right? Like, how in the world is it possible that a guy, if I, I would love the head coaching job of the Colts. I've never done it before. I've never been a head coach at an NFL level before. To get that kind of pay, to get that on your resume, I don't think it's right. I'm sure that I'm sure those players and those I'm sure the assistant coaches don't appreciate that. And nepotism, whether it's nepotism, which in this case it wasn't, whether it's nepotism, whatever the reason is, if you don't have a resume to play, to coach, to lead in an organization as high caliber as an NFL team, you don't deserve a spot. You can be interviewed, but he hasn't earned it.
You don't think 2 decades of playing for the organization, leading them in, as a captain, as a leader of men, you don't think that qualifies?
I'm sure that he has incredible leadership skills. I'm sure that he understands football better than most people on this earth. I'm sure that he's a great guy. He might even make a great head coach. It's irrelevant. You don't have a resume, my guy. I would never allow a surgeon to operate on me who has never done surgery before. You're not a surgeon. You can't get that job. And there's salaries and careers on the line because of decisions you make. And your background, your resume, your track record matters. He's never lost an NFL game, let alone won one before. So no. As a head coach, no. Like, you got to pay your dues, bro. And it's not because we live in a society of you got to pay your, if you're, it's about meritocracy for me, and you got to work to earn. You got to work to earn. You don't just get passed and get those types of jobs.
All right, let's keep it on this topic of should they be in the NFL or not. Is Dan Snyder being pushed out of the NFL?
Bro, Dan Snyder is getting pushed out. He should have been pushed out. I can't wait to see him out. So let's go down let's just do a small little list here, right? Like, we got a 2020 sexual harassment. We have a sexual harassment allegation in 2020. Just this past summer, 2022, the man is standing before Congress to talk about workplace misconduct. How is that possible? How is it possible that a guy that's standing before the United States Congress to talk about workplace environment and culture, how is that guy owning a team right now? How is that guy leading a team right now? So, he should be getting pushed out. He should have been getting pushed out. I'm excited to see him go. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. What did he say? Right, okay, so he's done a better job, right? They've got some new management in there. I know they got some new leadership in there. But there was a report circulating that Dan threatened to let skeletons out, right? Like, if
on the rest of the league.
Yeah, on the rest of the league, the commissioner, like, he's got dead bodies. He knows where everyone's bodies are. I think that scares owners. I think the league wants him out. I think they've wanted him out for a long time, but he's got dirt on everyone. There's rumors that he's hired private investigators to, like, look into other owners and the commissioner as leverage to make sure that he doesn't find himself out. The NFL is extremely lucrative. Owning a team makes you a multi-billionaire, and you're going to make a lot more money as the asset appreciates in value over time. So I understand why he would spend money, time, resources to keep his team. But no, morally speaking, he should have been out. He's a terrible owner. Is Dan Snyder a racist? Does he engage or does he allow in the workplace any type of misconduct, be it sexual harassment or just workplace harassment? I don't work with the man. I don't know. I don't live with him. I've never worked under him. But I think he's a pariah. I don't think he has any business owning an NFL team. There are incredible, competent leaders out there. People like Jay-Z, a billionaire, who could be, I'm sure, a great face of a franchise and an owner, a governor of a team. So, is he being pushed out? I think so. And I don't think anyone's going to miss him. It's right that he should be pushed out. We live in a society now that is changing. And there are things we're just not allowing any longer. And Dan represents a segment of society that isn't serious about some of these changes, like equality among men and women in the workplace, for instance. And so, where you've demonstrated a consistent multi-year track record of leading a team incorrectly and creating a hostile work environment, yeah, that guy has no place in the league.
On that same similar note, we've got Deshaun Watson coming back this week. Should he have been pushed out of the NFL? Was his suspension long enough?
Man, Deshaun Watson, bro. Like, first off, if it's he has denied everything. I mean, he has not swerved one iota. I was never there. I never was a part of anything that these people are alleging that he did to them. These ladies are alleging. So I don't know for a fact, but if it's ever found out that it's true that he engaged in assault or committed any kind of crime in any kind of way towards any of these women, even if it's one person, I don't think he has a spot. I don't think he has a place in this league as a quarterback of an NFL football team. There might be other positions where it's, we in our society we would allow someone to continue playing in the league, but when it comes to the quarterback, I think quarterback is a unique position, and you're the face of a franchise. There's only 32 of you. 32, right? Yeah. There's only 32 of you. You're extremely high profile. You're one of the highest paid on the team.
He is now the highest guaranteed contract in the history of sports.
He is the highest guaranteed sports contract in all of American sports, in the history of American sports. Like, money communicates value. And what we're screaming as a society is that we are perfectly fine with a man who, if it's ever found out to be true that he did engage in any of these crimes, we would be screaming as a society that it's okay for someone to engage in these activities and still be valued at the highest level. That's never okay. Now, if, he has his day or days in court in the time to come, and it's proven true that he was right, and dozens upon dozens upon dozens of women and all their allegations were wrong, and this was an attack on him, maybe a money grab or whatever the motive was or is, then yeah, he has every right to play. I don't think allegations should disqualify you from being able to play. So on the basis of allegations not being a disqualification for you, I think he's more than served enough time in suspension. Until it's been proven, until there's evidence, they go through court, and it's been proven, I think a 1-year suspension is more than enough.
All right, another high-profile quarterback, Tom Brady, in the spotlight all year this year, coming back from retirement. Is Tom Brady's divorce having an effect on him?
Tom Brady's divorce is absolutely having an effect on him. Tom Brady and Giselle divorced. Nobody saw that coming at the beginning of 2022. And I think there was rumblings, right? So like where there's smoke, there's fire. So I think we saw a lot of smoke, right? His play seems off. I think he took 11 days off preseason, at a training camp. That's not Tom. And now we find out in the aftermath, it's not that a divorce is starting. It's been finalized. And when you have $500 million in assets between the two of you, that's not something that gets done overnight. That's something I'm sure they've been working on for months, if I had to guess. I don't know. I don't live in Tom Brady's house. I'm not married to Giselle, okay? I don't own $500 million worth of assets. What do I know? I imagine that it would take a while. I'll tell you, I'll put it like this. If my wife is mad at me and I go to work, that day's off for me. I mean, like, if she looks at me and she's like, you didn't handle the dishes last night. This ain't, you better, when you get home tonight, bro, I'm tiptoeing in that house. Not only am I going to handle those dishes, or the trash, I'll bring some flowers too. If things ain't right at the house, things ain't right, period. Divorce? From Giselle? Yo! Nah, bro. Like, it's definitely having an effect. I think statistics will show that, like, most divorces cause irreparable harm to both parties involved and any family members involved as well. And so, whether or not it needed to happen, the contents of the divorce, that's none of my business, and I don't really care. But when it comes to the field of play, yeah, dude, it's got to be tough.
The Buccaneers are not looking good this year.
Dude, they suck. And where your leaders go, you go. Period. End of story. I don't care if it's the president of the United States. I don't care if it's a crypto project, right? Look at FTX and the crypto collapse of the decade, right? A $32 billion company collapses overnight because the primary leader, Sam Bankman-Fried, and his team made poor decisions that led to the literal contraction of the entire crypto industry and certainly the collapse of FTX outright. Where your leadership goes, the organization goes. The Buccaneers are not going to be right until Tom Brady is right, and it could not have come at the worst at a worse time. The man is 45 years old. He's at least halfway dead. I mean, just on Earth, just period. Like, the likelihood that he lives beyond 90 is unlikely. Like, there's not very many people that get to do that on the Earth. So he's probably more than halfway home.
And he lost all his FTX money.
He lost all his FTX money. Dang, I forgot about that. They did sue him, didn't they? Dang. You lost Giselle and you lost a lot of bread. What a terrible year for Tom Brady.
Do you think that Tom came back this year because of the divorce, or the divorce happened because Tom came back this year?
Ooh. I think Tom came back because he knew the divorce. Man, the chicken or the egg. I think that the divorce happened because Tom loves football. I think it's very evident, and it seems to me that Tom loves football more than his family. Because you can say whatever you want with your words, your actions, your money, and your time expose what you are truly in love with. I think over decades of playing this game, he fell in love with football more than his family. These guys pay a high price to entertain us in the NFL. Giselle has made noise over the years. It's documented. And when it became clear to her, I'm guessing. I don't know Giselle. I'm not married to Giselle. She's gorgeous. I'm sure she's a brilliant, amazing human being. So I'm just going to do a little calculus, right? Based on my experience and personality, transposed and imprinted upon her. I imagine she came to the realization that Tom loves his football more than he loves his family. And when that became clear to her, or when she finally internalized what she's probably known all along, I imagine that she said she's had enough. And so, yeah, I think Tom was being true to himself and, lost his family in pursuit of, I'm guessing, unless there's something I don't know about going on, that's my guess. But I think that Tom lost his family over football. And I think he came back to the season because he knew he lost his family.
All right, last football topic. What's wrong with Lamar Jackson? What's up with him?
Pay that man! Pay Lamar Jackson! Ravens, Baltimore, what are you doing? What are they doing, bro? Why would you not pay that man? Lamar Jackson is being mistreated. Lamar Jackson is being neglected, abused, taken for granted by the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm looking at every single Baltimore fan. Y'all should be boycotting. Y'all should be making noise every single day until your man gets paid. Shame on you for not applying and ratcheting up pressure to get your quarterback paid. It is in your interest to make sure that man gets paid. Why? He'll play better when he gets paid. That's why. Lamar Jackson tweeted out to some fans. Here's what I think is happening, right? We're talking about the controversy of Lamar cussing out, denigrating I think it was like a Twitter rando about a loss, right? And Lamar said, "Boy, shut the F up. Y'all be capping too much on this app. MFer never smelt," I love that word, smelt. "MFer never smelt a football field." I've never smelt a football field. "Never did S, but eat D." That's the quote. I think Lamar I think Lamar is angry about the fact that he got paid. I don't know about you. I could take L's a little bit better if I knew that I had 300 million plus coming my way, guaranteed. So Lamar is being mistreated by his organization. Lamar is carrying the weight of generational family legacy changing wealth that will affect his grandkids' grandkids. And if he gets injured at any point during the time to come, however long this contract negotiation takes, his family for generations suffer. Not to say that he can't have sons or daughters or people that come along down the line that maybe change everything for his family, but this is his opportunity right in front of him. So I imagine the pressure is on, and the pain is real. And I know me, and when I'm pissed, generally speaking, I'm weaving through lanes on the highway, bro. Y'all better get out my way. You're going 4 miles over in the left lane? Move! Right? But on a day where everything is good and money's right, like, I'm fine going 3 miles over. But when things aren't right at home, when things aren't right in the bank account, when things aren't right in life, you're going to see some of that frustration boil over in other areas of life. I think it's exactly what we're seeing with Lamar.
Let's wrap it up with this one. It's not even December yet. We're a month and a half into the season. The Lakers are the 13th seed right now. They're on a 2-win streak.
2?
2 wins
So they
in a
beat
row.
the Spurs?
Are the Lakers going to the finals?
Not only are the Los Angeles Lakers going to the NBA Finals, they're going to win the chip this year. The Los Angeles Lakers are going to win the NBA Finals this year. Why? I'll tell you why. LeBron James is the second greatest basketball player of all time. Okay, that's not true. He's the 4th greatest basketball player of all time behind Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and we'll go Bill Russell.
It's a hot take.
So LeBron James has done more with less in years past. He is smarter. He is better. He's got Anthony Davis. He's got enough to make noise in the playoffs. And I trust LeBron in the playoffs, as long as they can get in. If they can't get in, no, it's not. But if they can squeeze in, even through play-in, I mean, LeBron, I think he has a chance to win the whole thing. I think people sleep on and forget how incredible Anthony Davis is and was. And I don't think we really took into account how big of a toll those injuries took on him.
You don't think they're in a similar situation to the Nets right now?
No. Here's the difference. The Brooklyn Nets are done after next year. I think the Los Angeles Lakers will, it'll be a different team next year as well. I think Kyrie might even win. Who knows? But they have LeBron, which means they have leadership. There is an intangible that you must have whether it's a business, nonprofit, church, sports team. If you're on a team, if you're in an organization, in order for you to see a win, you have to have that intangible, that will to win, those things that push you over the edge, that give you that extra so you can win, so you can hit your targets. Motivation, fire, call it whatever you want. LeBron has that, and he carries that with him to every team he's ever been a part of. Look at his business ventures. Like, whatever he touches turns to gold eventually. He's already won one with the Los Angeles Lakers. He's hungry to win another one. He's got Anthony Davis. Competition is really stiff, but he's hungry. And for those reasons, I think if they can just simply get into the playoffs, they're going to win. All right, y'all. We gave a lot of takes today. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you follow. Make sure you keep up with what we're doing. We got more coming.